Jasoda Nandana Brajana Ranjana Jasoda Nandana Brajana Ranjana Jamunativa Vanachari Jamunativa Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jasoda Nandana Brajana Ranjana Jasoda Nandana Brajana Ranjana Jamunativa Vanachari Jamunativa Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we're reading third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam and first chapter, text 18. Pareshu Punya Upavana Adri Kunjeshu Apanka Toyeshu Sareshu Anantalinga Samalankriteshu Chakara Tirtha Adyaneshu Anaya Pureshu Punya Pavadradri Kaneshvu Apankatayeshu Saritsarhashu Anantalinga Samalankriteshu Chakara Tirtha Adyaneshu Anaya Pureshu Punya Pavadradri Kaneshvu Anantalinga Samalankiteshu Chakara Tirtha Adyaneshu Anaya Pureshu Punya Pavatri Kundeshu Apan Katareshu Sarit Sarashu Anantalingai Samalankriteshu Chachara Titadanishu Anaya
Pureshu Punyo Pavandri Kunjeshu
Pureshu Punyo Pavadri Kaneshu
Apankatoyeshu Saritsarasu
Apan Kateshu Sarit Sareshu
Anantalingai Samalakriteshu
Anantalingai Samalankriteshu
Chachara Tirtha Yataneshva Sangaya
Chakara Tareshu Anandanaya
Pureshu punyo pavanadri kunjeshu
Pureshu Punyo Parvadri Kaneshu
apankatoyeshu saritsarasu
Apan Katereshu Sarit Sarashu
anantalingai samalankiteshu
Anantalingai Samalankateshu
chachara tirthayataneshvananya
Chakara Taneshu Nishimanaya
Pureshu punyo pavanadri kunjesh
Pushupuna Pavadri Kaneshu
vapankatoyeshu saritsarashu
Apan Katareshu Sarit Sareshu
anantalingai samalankriteshu
Anantalingai Samalankateshu
chachara tirthayatanishvananyaha
Chachara Chirnaneshu Ananaya
Pareshu punyo pavanandri kuntesh
Pureshu Punya Pavadri Kaneshu
apangato yeshu savitsahashu
Apan Katareshu Sarit Sareshu
anantalingai samalankriteshu
Anantalingai Samalankateshu
chacharatirayanta neshayanta
Chachara Tirnadishimanaya
Pureshu punyo pavanadri kunjeshu
Pureshu Punya Pavadri Kaneshu
apangato yeshu sarit sahasru
Pankatareshu Sarit Sareshu
anantalinge samalankriteshu
Anantalingai Samalankriteshu
chacharatithaya
Ya Pavadri Kaneshu
Apankatoyshu Sarashu
Apankatareshu Sarit Sareshu
Anantalingai Samalankriteshu
Anantalingai Samalankriteshu
Chachara Tirtha Yatanesh Ananyaha
Chachara Tirthayaneshu Manaya
Pureshu punyo pavanadri kunjesh
Pureshu Punya Pavadri Kaneshu
apankato yeshu sarit sarasu
Apankatareshu Sarit Sareshu
anantalingai samalankriteshu
Anantalingai Samalankriteshu
chachara tirthayataneshvananya
Chachara Tirthayataneshvananya
Pureshu punyo pavana Trikunjeshu
Pureshu Punya Pavadrikaneshu
Apankatoyeshu Sharitsahashu
Apankatareshu Sarheshu
Anantalingai Samalankriteshu
Anantalingai Samalankriteshu
Chacharatirthayataneshu Anyaha
Chachara Tirthayaneshu Anaya.
Reshu Punyo Vandadriya Kaneshu
Pureshu Punya Pavadrikaneshu
Apankatoyeshu Saritsarashu
Apankatareshu Sarheshu
Anantalingai Samalankriteshu
Anantalingai Samalankriteshu
Chakara Triyatanchu Anandaya
Chachara Tirthayaneshu Anaya. We'll chant word by word synonyms. Pureshu, holy places like of Ahoja, Dwarka, and Mathura. Punya, piety. Upavana, the air. Adri, hill. Ganeshu, in the orchards. Apanka, without sin. Toyeshu, in the water. Sariat, river. Sarheshu, lakes. Anantalinga, the forms of the unlimited. Samalankriteshu, being so decorated. Chachara, executed. Tirtha, places of pilgrimage. Ayaneshu, holy lands. Naya, alone or seeing Krishna alone. Translation is and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He began to travel alone, thinking only of Krishna through various holy places like Adhoya, Dwarka, and Mathura. He traveled where the air, hill, orchard, river, and lake are all pure and sinless, and where the forms of the unlimited decorate the temples. Thus he performed the pilgrim's progress. The archer forms of the Lord may be considered idols by the atheists, but that does not matter for persons like Vidura or his many other servants. The forms of the Lord are mentioned here as Ananta Linga. Such forms of the Lord have unlimited potency, the same as that of the Lord himself. There's no difference between the potency of the archa and those of the personal forms of the Lord. Jai Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. Of the post box and post office may be the same potency as the postal system in general. The duty of the post office is to carry letters from one place to another. If one puts letters in post boxes authorized by the General Post Office, the function of carrying letters is performed without a doubt. Similarly, the Archamurti can also deliver the same unlimited potency of the Lord as when he is personally present. Vidura, therefore, could see nothing but Krishna in the different archa forms, and ultimately he was able to realize Krishna alone and nothing else. So yeah, this is a really nice verse. Where else? I think it's in Bhagavad Gita where Prabhupada discusses the Archa Vigraha and gives the post office analogy, right? So that's the authorized post office. But yeah, if you put your letter anywhere else, in some unauthorized box, or some other unauthorized way, then it can't be delivered because This is the authorized representation of the Lord, as we were discussing about the universal form. So that's universal, or the external material representation of the Lord in material form, and also is the Archa Vigraha. So it's the Archa Vigraha is not different from Krishna himself. It has all the same potencies. And so Prabhupada was saying Krishna can eat with his eyes, he can eat with his ears. So when we bring our offering of prasadam to offer with love and devotion, when Krishna sees it and Krishna hears our prayers, then he eats. But he can perform the full-fledged functions of all the senses with all the other senses. So Krishna can walk with his eyes, or anything. He do anything that he wants, like this. Prabhupada gives these analogies like that. So our senses, they're limited. They can perform the specific functions, but they can't, the hands can't see, the ears can't see or eat, like that. So we're limited. Not only that, but we have these spot lifetimes. Here in the Kali Yuga, a lifetime is approximately 100 years or less, mostly less. Few people make it over 100. And but in previous ages, people lived for thousands of years, tens of thousands of years. They could practice Ashtanga yoga and the breathing process, meditation for many thousands of years. It's required to meditate on Vishnu, Paramatma within the heart. But in this age, it's not possible, or we just don't have the longevity, the long life for it. So it's engaging in the simple process of engaging in bhakti yoga. And that's directly associating with Krishna himself. Like this is chanting Hare Krishna, the Hare Krishna mantra is associating directly with Krishna and performing devotional service. So the classes that I was listening to on this, they're saying that the verses from Bhagavad Gita that Krishna says that the yogi, the devotee, he is in me and I am in him. And so wherever the devotee goes, he knows that this is Krishna's separated external energies, but he's working on behalf of Krishna. And so he's on the transcendental platform. It's just as good as being in the spiritual world, because that's just what we do there in the spiritual world, is serving Krishna in one way or another. 5 relationships, assisting Krishna in his pastimes. So that's what we're doing now. In fact, that's what came to mind just now, is that Prabhupada was saying, work now, samadhi later, like that. So, but this is samadhi, when your mind is fixed on me. Krishna says, what's it, Satyam, Yuktanam, Prajda Priti Purvikam, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam, Tesham Sada Yuktanam. Yeah, to those who, let's see, where is it? To those who are constantly endeavor and worship me with love, I give the understanding how to come to me, like that. So we get that impetus, that drive for austerity, the drive for chanting, or we get the drive for book distribution, like that. And so Krishna gives us that inspiration from within by constantly endeavoring. Constant endeavor. And so then there's another verse that he also cited, that just as the lotus leaf is in the water, it does not become wet. So the transcendentalist who's on the transcendental platform is within the material world, but we're not affected by the material world. We're not affected by the modes. So that's just the position. Well, we're affected by the material. They're not muddy, and they're not colored, and they're not wet. They have a waxy surface on them, so the water just beads right off. So let's see, what else can we talk about this? Anybody have any questions or discussion? It's only 10 after, it's still early. Maybe we can discuss some. You have some discussion, some realization, worshiping the deity? Yeah, well, I know that that was pleases the spiritual master. That's what we sing in the morning. Shri Vigrahara Ananichanana Shingara Tanman Diramanjanando. What's the rest of it? Utasha Bhaktam. Yeah. Ande Guru Sri Charnadvrindam. So worshiping the deity, dressing the deity, decorating the deity, offering foodstuffs to the deity. This pleases the spiritual master. Spiritual master, he's absorbed in thoughts of Radhika and Krishna within the groves of Vrindavan, like that. So so we can surrender to such a spiritual master like that. But yeah, realizations of worship. The proper way to approach the deity is to meditate on the Lord's lotus feet, and that's compared to the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And then rise a little higher to the ankles, and so there's decorations there too, right? You know, there's toe, what do you call it? Finger rings on the toes, and and bangles, ankle bracelets, right? Very costly gems and jewels and gold and silver. And so that's the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the ankles. Then just a little higher, the shins, right? And so if the Lord's wearing, well, the descriptions are given there. He wears brightly colored yellow garments, as bright as lightning, effulgent and bright as lightning, right? And so they can have some embroidery, some golden embroidery, right? And then you go a little higher to the knees and to the thighs. The Lord wears this girdle, a golden or silver girdle, right? A very thin waist and broad chest, right? And then his arms, they're decorated with armlets and bracelets and costly gems and jewels and rings. And he's holding the flute, threefold bending form. Right, and then there's descriptions of flutes. Did you read that in Krishna book? There's the Vamsi, there's bamboo flute, and Krishna has a silver flute, and there's a golden flute, and they have different sizes and stuff too, right? So like if the flute is like 14 inches long and it's made out of gold, and it's called this sort of thing. And then there's something they're describing as the fifth note. Something about the fifth note, because I know there music theory, there's 7 notes. It's A through I think it's A through G or A through F, 7 notes. So depending on what the key is in, then certain notes would be retained within that key, right? So then you can play around through the notes, play around through the chords or the keys that are within the note where it fits. Otherwise then it's going to sound sour. But apparently Krishna's expert in playing the flute. He attracts the minds of the gopis, and they came running. They didn't even dress properly or put their makeup on right, and then they were running towards Krishna. Is under the tree. It was becoming a full moon night, like that, and there's nice fragrances in the breeze, and it was pleasant. It was pleasant to the senses, and see what else can we think about. So yeah, so that's actual real meditation and actual real association with Krishna is not something impersonal or void. Right. There's this thing in the Bible. Paul was in some place in Rome or somewhere, and they had like all these idols, and then they have one idol. It was vacant. There wasn't an idol on the throne, and it said to the unknown idol. So they were trying to cover all their bases. I guess Catherine and Saturn and Mars. Rose and so here's one to the one that they don't know, just in case. So I can just imagine what the Maya bodies have an empty. Actually, sometimes they worship the Lord. They have deities and they have Mongol Arctic in the morning and stuff too. But their goal is to become one with the Supreme, become one with Krishna, become one with the deity. So that's not actually the proper way of devotion or approaching the deity, like that. We pray that we would just like to be a humble servant, just like the atoms at your lotus feet, like Lord Chaitanya, he prays. Just make me, do with me what you like. Just make me an atom at your lotus feet. So that's the actual way to approach the Lord, approach the deity. Oh yeah, and then above the arms and the shoulders and the face is nicely decorated. Krishna wears a shark-shaped earrings and wears the Kastuba jewel. The Kastuba stone is a very, very valuable, precious stone. I don't believe it's actually known on this planet or even in this universe, but it's specific to Krishna and Krishna Loka, the Kastuba gem. It's like a metallic type of a stone, very beautiful. So he wears the Kastuba gem around his neck. Does somebody else have a Kastuba gem or something? What was it? It was Krishna married the daughter of Jambavan. Jambavan had some sort of a stone. What was it? Was it Shamantaka jewel? Yeah, it was effulgent as the sun. Right. Then it was again returned to the king. What was his name? Satyajit. Yeah, King Satyajit. Yeah. So everything worked out nice. Yeah. So that was very valuable gem swirler. Oh, who was it? Sanatan Goswami had a touchstone, had a Chintamani stone, and someone found out about it and came to Sanatan Goswami and asked him about it. He said, "Oh yeah, it's over there on the trash pile." So he was touching things, making things gold, and he was acquiring a mass wealth. And going, well, why was it on the trash pile? Why is he living just very simply and humbly? Jai Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. Yeah, so he came back. He said, "Well, how come this was on the trash pile? Getting all these riches, I've amassed a great amount of wealth, but you just live very simply, just by the river, just wearing loincloths, chanting Hare Krishna." So he said, "Here, throw that in the river, and I'll give you the secret." Like that. So I initiated him in chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So yeah, that's the whole idea. Yeah, I don't want riches or wealth or beautiful women or false prestige. free of false prestige like that. And this is the way that we can chant Hare Krishna constantly, by remaining in a humble position, Lord in a strong street. Like that, not get puffed up by our wealth or our Chintamani stones or our Shamataka jewels. What's one of the fall downs is over endeavoring for mundane things which are difficult to achieve. And Baba was talking about how the yogis, they can make gold. There was a couple of processes. One of the processes, he was saying they swallow some mercury. Right. He said, you think you can swallow mercury? So you'll be finished. But they swallow some copper in the urine and let it soak. So that's, and it turns to gold, a chemical process. But Prabhupada, he was mentioning a few times that basically that's the process of alchemy. And the reason why I was discussing alchemy is that by engaging in devotional service, chanting Hare Krishna, our hard-hearted, stone-like hearts, full of karmic activity, since time immemorial, becomes transformed into devotional service. It becomes transformed by devotional service to engage in more devotional service, become a devotee of Krishna. And so basically, we have specific qualities. I believe what we have up to 49 qualities of Krishna. like that. Yeah, Lord Shiva has the most qualities, I think. Of what's that? He has like 79 or 89. And then there's 4 qualities of Krishna that are simply only reserved just for Krishna. So that Krishna, he has a flute. And what's the other? Sweetness. He's right. Oh, threefold bending form. So he plays a flute, threefold bending form. Yeah, there's 4 specific qualities. So there's 64 qualities in total. But Krishna possesses all 64 in quality, right? In fullness, right? Then that's the meaning of Bhagavan, all riches, all beauty, all knowledge, all renunciation, all fame. Yeah, I always do this. I only say 7. Which one am I missing? Yeah, it's all described in the next portion. Yeah, good. Yeah, we used to read in the evening program. After our take, we had Bhagavad Gita class, and then we read Nectar of Devotion. And then when I was in the box program at noon, we'd have a class on Nectar of Instruction. We chant all the verses and then I'll read the purport for the verse for that day. And and then the class Sri Upanishad, we chanted all the verses and then read the verse in the purport for the verse for that day. So yeah, there's chapters, devotees of Lord Krishna. So what was the devotees got together and they wanted to count and Srila Prabhupada's transcendental qualities. Like that, so one of them was Prabhupada's transcendental qualities, his knowledge, his fame, his age, we totally respected him, because of his elderly age. And grave spiritual master has gravity, so he's grave, solid, like that. So they're like counting Sri Prabhupada's transcendental qualities. Fixed in Krishna consciousness. Yeah, one never deviates from the truth, as states in Bhagavad Gita. One experiences boundless happiness. Upon gaining this, he thinks there's no greater gain. Right? We kind of have that sense about things. Anything other than devotional service, kind of dry and tasteless or senseless. We're not interested in it. Yeah. Prabhupada, he says that. They don't say, Prabhupada, can I have some money to go to the show? He says, my disciples, they don't ask me for. Or in all the various temples as unlimited potency, right? And as the unlimited. So the Lord is Ananta, unlimited. Ananta Sesha. He has unlimited mouths and heads, and he's constantly chanting the glories and pastimes of the Lord, and never repeats himself, and continues on for eternity, right? And not only that, but he's in like millions of universes of Purus and Mahavishnu. But he's lying on Anantasesha. So, and then he just goes on and on forever and ever, creation after creation, never repeats himself, never repeats the same qualities or pastimes or forms or names of the Lord, with all his unlimited mouths. So, yeah, it's 8:25. Any questions or comments or subject for discussion, or anyone wants to say anything? Or okay, well, maybe we can end class there then, right? Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam class, Ki Joy.